Welcome to IADS Retail Park, the podcast where retail innovation meets global strategy. Here, we decode the trends reshaping department stores worldwide, from digital transformation to post-pandemic recovery. This podcast uses AI-cloned voices created with human oversight to ensure quality and accuracy. Before we begin, an important note. Today's discussion draws from research conducted in 2023, analyzing 2019 to 2021 data. While the fundamental principles we'll discuss remain relevant, some specific details may have evolved. So we're diving into the IADS 100 report with Selvan, who analyzed department store performance across 3 critical years. Selvan, when you looked at 2019 to 2021 data, what was the biggest challenge in making sense of it all?
The moving target problem? Retailers stopped comparing against 2020 because those numbers were essentially meaningless. Stores were closed or operating under severe restrictions. But here's the twist. Even 2019 as a baseline became questionable because there might not be a business as usual to return to anymore.
That's really interesting. I never would have guessed. So you're saying the pandemic didn't just disrupt operations temporarily, it fundamentally changed what normal looks like.
Exactly, Maya. Take the Suez Canal blockage in March 2021, only 6 days. But it exposed how fragile global supply chains had become. Retailers suddenly had cargo arriving out of season, leading to massive markdowns. Consumers started asking harder questions about where products come from and how they're made.
And that shift in consumer awareness changed shopping behavior too, didn't it?
Completely. Work from home killed demand for formal wear, while loungewear sales exploded. People needed home office furniture instead of business attire. But perhaps most importantly, after being isolated, consumers wanted experiential shopping. They expected retailers to entertain them.
Let's talk regional performance. Asia had some surprising results, particularly in China.
China was the standout story. While most Asian retailers struggled with lockdowns, BHG grew an astounding 62% versus 2019. Their Beijing location actually became the world's most profitable department store, taking that title from Harrods. The key was their luxury positioning and experiential focus.
Meanwhile, Japan had a completely different experience.
Yeah, Japan was devastated. Closed to foreign tourists for 2.5 years, imagine the impact on stores like Isetan Mitsukoshi, which lost 66% of sales compared to 2019. Tobu's sales literally halved. These stores depend heavily on international shoppers, especially Chinese tourists.
I see. Now, what about Europe? Their story was more about gradual recovery, right?
Yes, but with interesting patterns. The department stores that bounced back fastest, Marks and Spencer, John Lewis, Coop Group, all had significant food sections and value-focused strategies. They stayed close to customers' daily needs. Meanwhile, luxury tourism-dependent stores like Selfridges and Harrods struggled more.
NK in Sweden was an anomaly, though.
NK completely reinvented itself. They acquired Department Stores Europe AB and shifted from just managing retail space to actually purchasing and managing product flows. It's a perfect example of how crisis can drive innovation and new business models.
The Americas seemed to have the strongest recovery.
US retailers benefited from less severe lockdowns and multiple stimulus packages. Macy's, Nordstrom, Dillard's all showed strong recovery. What's remarkable is that Latin American stores, El Palacio de Hierro, Liverpool, Falabella, actually outperformed their 2019 numbers despite facing both pandemic and political upheaval.
Looking at your analysis, what does this tell us about department store resilience?
3 key factors emerged: diversification, local relevance, and adaptability. Stores with food sections, value positioning, or strong local connections weathered the storm better. Those heavily dependent on international tourism or luxury positioning faced longer recovery periods.
The report also touched on what was coming next: inflation, supply chain issues, sustainability regulations.
We were already seeing the warning signs: energy costs rising, goods prices increasing, recession fears building, plus new sustainability regulations coming in 2023 that would force retailers to completely rethink operations and communication strategies. The question was whether sustainability would remain a priority if profits became the urgent concern.
What's your biggest takeaway for department store leaders navigating these challenges?
Don't face disruption alone. The retailers that thrived learned from each other, adapted quickly, and were not afraid to fundamentally change their business models when necessary. Organizations like IADS provide that crucial platform for sharing hard-won lessons and asking difficult questions.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the IADS Retail Park. For more insights and exclusive content, follow us on LinkedIn, explore our Substack, and visit our website. If you want to find out more, check out the episode description for a link to this report. We'll catch you soon on the next episode.